21. You're both old. So George Ritchie's getting old, too. See?
Yes, he is.
I bet you're at least 24.
Oh, come on now.
At least. Maybe 42, backwards the other way. No, actually, I'm a little bit younger than Rogers and Autry and all those guys. I started out working with them. I was playing little boy parts.
Well, Jimmy, I can tell you one thing.
That's funny, boy. Funny. Laugh it up.
I can tell you one thing. That I was awfully surprised when I took a look at you and I found out that you were a grandfather because you don't look the bit.
Well, I am a grandpa so many times, but I'll tell you one thing. I'm the swingingest grandpa you ever saw. I play Lake Tahoe and Reno. I'm there now, actually. Mm-hmm. I'm not even here.
Right.
When this plays, I'm in Lake Tahoe, beautiful Harrah's Club. Come down and try out your system sometime.
I've been there, and it hasn't worked very well for me.
I go back to visit my money, you know.
I know.
I leave my salary. My money.
Your money. I thought you said money.
No, I go back to visit my money. I get my salary, I lose it, you know.
I think of the fun that you have, though.
Jack, I hope to come back.
Do you still have your record company?
I produce with Shasta Records, and I release through Dot Records. Mm-hmm. And I have my son coming out on Dot. I've got some Tex Williams records out on Dot that I produce. Shasta is just a producing company. It's not a label anymore. Mm-hmm.
You've got a brand new record out now, haven't you?
And Shasta being that one, too. That's a theme from a Universal movie that I wrote several years ago.
Which is that?
Cowboy.
Well, the brand new one you've got. It's a fine record, too. As a matter of fact, George Ritchie plays a lot of it.
Does George play it?
Yes, he does.
As if I didn't hear him the last time I was up here. I'd be happy to.
Jimmy Wakely and his brand new one. This one's called Cowboy.
Actually, I'm surprised that this one clicked because it's the first cowboy song in years without a killing in it. Cowboy, cowboy, what makes your song so sad? Why do you roam so far from home? Where's the gal you're missing so bad? Cowboy, cowboy, why do you feel so blue? Jogging along, singing a song, say I'd like to be like you. There's a lonesome gal by an old corral, wondering why you're apart. Like a dungaree, you will turn to see as you follow your handler's heart. Cowboy, cowboy, when our roving is done, you make your last ride across the divide, right into the sun. Cowboy, cowboy, cowboy.
I love those songs. You know, I kind of cut my teeth on those.
Did you really?
Those songs, I love them.
Well, I like cowboy songs. The kind of songs that was written late 30s, early 40s when I was trying to get in show business. Silver on the Sage Tonight and Boots and Saddles, which was written in the early 30s, and Gold Mine in the Sky. That's the kind of songs I really dig, cowboy songs. But recently, I was afraid to release this record because I was afraid, well, it's not about a murder. Maybe nobody will like it. And all at once, stations picked it all over the country, so maybe it's becoming a peace-loving nation now. I hope so.
I have news for you. I dig those kind of songs, too.
Thank you, Jackson.
I do. And I dig the fact that you came over and stopped by and visited us, too.
I couldn't have been more pleased. I'm very happy to come over here.
Would you come back and see us soon?
Yes, come back, and I'd be glad to. And you come over and see me sometime. I just made a mistake. I told you that tonight on the broadcast, I'm in Tahoe. Actually, I'm in Reno.
In Reno. Okay.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
either way, come and see us, huh?
Thank you very much, Jimmy.
Okay, buddy.
Jimmy Wakely.
Bye.
It's 5-Star Jubilee, the show that brings you Rex Allen, Snooky Lanson, Tex Ritter, Carl Smith, and this week, Jimmy Wakely, with guests Betty Ann Grove and Grandpa Jones. All brought to you by Massey Ferguson and your Massey Ferguson dealer. Massey Ferguson, world's largest manufacturer of tractors and self-propelled combines. Pace setter of modern farming. Well, everybody has a hometown, and every hometown has a favorite son. And here's ours, Jimmy Wakely.
I figure whenever you're down and out, the only way is up, and I'll be up like a long time high on the line. Don't stop it all the time, please forget my mind. I'm a little bit short of the elbow room, and let me get me some, and the cowgirl, here I come.
Nobody in the world was ever without a friend. How can you win the world if nobody knows you're there?
When you need the crowd, the tickets are hard to sell. Just to keep the crowd, and you can get up and down.
Look me over and let me in here. I'm a little bit short of the elbow room, but let me get me some. And the cowgirl, hear me cowgirl, the cowgirl, here I come.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sure glad that you folks tuned in to look us over this evening. We got a homecoming celebration going on here in Springfield, and of course, a fella comes home to Missouri. He's always happy to hear babies cry and see his hound dog and his old blue-nosed mule. I got a blue-nosed mule and an old hound dog, a cabin in the cotton and a fireplace log. Got no more worries than an old bullfrog. Look, Lord, what you done for me. And that old blue-nosed mule, he can pull the plow. My hound dog protects me with his big bow wow. We're living right good by the sweat of my brow. Look, Lord, what you done for me. Look, Lord, what you done for me. You chased away the devil and you set me free. If there's sin in my soul, won't you hear me pray? Make me ready for the judgment day. And when that blue-nosed mule and my dog and I hear Gabriel a-blowing his horn in the sky, we will all be ready and to heaven we'll fly. So look, Lord, what you done for me, for me. Look, Lord, what you done for me. You chased away the devil and you set me free. If there's sin in my soul, won't you hear me pray? Make me ready for the judgment day. And when that blue-nosed mule and my dog and I hear Gabriel a-blowing his horn in the sky, we will all be ready and to heaven we'll fly. So look, Lord, look, Lord, yes, look what you've done for me. Thank you very much. You know, on a homecoming celebration, about the most important person around is the old folks, especially the old grandpas around. You know the kind I mean. And here's one, Grandpa Jones. Hello there, stranger. How do you
Talking about a spry old timer, man. How about that Grand Pole Jones, Joe?
Oh, spry is right, Jimmy.
Nice, Betty Ann drove. Wonderful.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Hey, are you expecting somebody?
Just kind of looking back to see. You see, when people come to these homecoming things like this, they're always keeping their eyes open and looking around, make sure they don't miss anything.
Oh, well, sure. I do the same thing myself.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, let's do it together.
I was looking back to see if you were looking back to see if I was looking back to see if you were looking back at me. You were cute as you can be, standing looking back at me, and it was plain to see that I'd enjoy your company.
On a Sunday afternoon, as I was riding down the street, I met the cutie all dressed up so sweet and so crazy she was stacked. Wish I owned a Cadillac, but who would notice me in my little Model T?
Oh, now listen here to me. Doesn't matter much to me, even in your Model T. You're as cute as you can be. If you think you're for a ride, I will sit and help you ride, and I will guarantee that we'll have fun no matter I was looking back to see if you were looking back to see if I was looking back to see if you were lonely feeling me. You were cute as you could be, standing looking back at me, and it was plain to see that I'd enjoy your
That was the Jubilee Wagon Wheelers. I always enjoy those square dancers. I think it's about the cutest thing going, all them whirling around there. But for all of you folks who are a little bit lonely and you're looking forward to that trip you're going to take this summer to see, folks, I'd like to dedicate this to you. When shadows fall and trees whisper day visions, my thoughts are ever wending home. When crickets call, my heart is forever yearning. Once more to be returning home. When the hills conceal the setting sun, stars begin peeping one by one. Night covers all, and though fortune may sweet things will ever pay me Hey, Rex Allen, you old son of a gun. What are you doing here? A little bit early, huh? Well, I know the rodeo's
Jimmy, but I thought I'd just stop by a week early and say my howdy's kind of on the early side.
Well, it's nice of you to say your howdies, but you're not going to get away with that. I've got to have you sing a song on the show, all right with you?
Can't argue with you.
Well, just sit down. I'll pull up my guitar. I'll play it for you. I want you to sing this song, especially for all of your friends in Chicago that requested it, okay?
All right. Bam. This old house once be my children. This old house once be my wife. This old house was home and comfort as we called the song of life. This old house once rang with laughter. This old house heard many shouts. Now she trembles in the darkness when the light was walking about. Leave this house no long, ain't gonna leave this house no more. No time to fix the shingle, no time to fix the floor. Ain't got time to oil it, it's this storm and no wind to rain. Ain't gonna leave this house no longer, I'm getting ready to meet the same. This old house is getting shaky, this old house is getting old. This old house lets in the rain, this old house lets in the cold. The leaves are getting chilly, but I feel no fear nor pain. I see an angel peeking through the golden window pane. This house no longer, ain't gonna leave this house no more. No time to fix the shingle, no time to fix the bone. Ain't got time to oil it, it's just hard and no wind to rain. Ain't gonna leave this house no longer, I'm getting ready to meet this man. Ready to meet the man.
I tell you what, why don't we add a little beauty and a little brains to this? You mean Betty Ann Grove and Grandpa John? Yeah, the brains over here. Grandpa, hit the tune. We're going to do a quartet.
Jimmy Wakely, Betty Ann Grove, Grandpa Jones, Rex Allen. And farm equipment impossible to beat. You just can't do it. There's Massey Ferguson. And now a song of the simple truth, sung by Jimmy Wakely.
The chimes of time ring out the news. Another day is through. Someone slipped and fell. Was that someone you? You may have lost for added strength your courage to renew. Do not be disheartened, for I have news for you. what is done for others, He'll do for you. With arms wide open, He'll pardon you. It is no secret what God can
Thank you, folks, and my special thanks to Miss Betty Engrove right here.
It's fun.
You're wonderful. And to Glenn Paul Jones, Jim Wilson, right over here. Glenn, good to work with you again. Joe Slattery from Nancy Ferguson, right here. Thanks to all of you, folks. Glad to have you join us on the homecoming this week. And Rex Allen, old buddy. Come in. Glad to have you.
Great to meet you. Jimmy boy, you're a real fine old partner, and I don't believe you'd mind hanging around just one more week for the rodeo with you.
Well, I'd kind of planned to go fishing, Rex, but since you insist.
I do insist, and I need a lot of help. I got old Uncle Sight Brassfield along with me.
Next week.
And I'm liable to have some trouble with it.
Yeah, you might, huh?
Can't handle it all myself.
See, hey, you know what this means?
That
You
means
gotta go.
I gotta go.
Good night,
Thank
Rex.
you, Jimmy. Good night.
Good night,
Five-star Jubilee.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to present one of the top entertainers in the country and western field, our longtime friend, Timmy Wakely and his boys.
Where's this place called Lonely I'm looking for that lonely street. I've got a sad tale to tell. I need a place to go and weep. Where's this place called Lonely A place where there's just loneliness, where dim lights bring forgetfulness, where broken dreams and memories meet. Where's this place called Lonely Perhaps upon this lonely street there's someone such as I who came to bury broken dreams and watch an old love die. If I could find that lonely street where dim lights bring forgetfulness, where broken dreams and memories meet. Where's this place called Lonely Where's this place called
Charlie Johnson, who's from Oklahoma City, our bass singer.
Little Charlie Hodge over here from Decatur, Alabama. And his first time on television, my son Johnny. And I'm very grateful to Lawrence Welk for letting me come aboard. See you later. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pull a little surprise on the boss, because the other day when he called me up at Lake Tahoe and invited me to do the show, he said, well, Jimmy, you can do whatever you want to do. And that's a pretty dangerous statement when you're talking to a fellow who likes to ad-lib as much as I do. You see, I brought along part of the orchestra. We're going to change the sound. The champagne sound is going to be slightly strained here, because in Lawrence's band, he has some of the most talented guys I know. They play instruments that Lawrence hasn't heard yet, so let's get them out here. Boys, come on out, and let's have a new champagne-type band.
Okay,
and there's a jug,
well,
right?
I'm hankering to play my jug.
You are, huh? How about it? You got the fiddle, huh?
Right, yeah.
All righty, here we go. Thank you, Lawrence. We'd be very happy to. Boys, come on in. We'd like to give Lawrence and all of the many listeners a tune that we think might fit the occasion. Goes like this. You ought to see Miss Cindy. She lives away down south. She's so sweet, the honeybees swarm around her mouth.
Me at the door, shoes and stockings in her hand, her feet all over the floor. Home Cindy, home Cindy, home Cindy, I'm gonna leave you now.
I'll jump up from the circle to the south and let a little moonshine in your mouth and fill back the lady in the lead. Well, it's fast anyway. Right now, I'd like to present my number one son, John. It's easy for him to be number one because he's the only one, son. Let's go. Cindy in the summer, Cindy in the fall. If I can't have my Cindy, I don't want none at all.
Get along, home.
Home, Cindy.
Get along,
Home, Cindy. Home, Cindy. I'm gonna leave you now. Home, Cindy. Home, Cindy. Home, Cindy. I'm gonna leave you now. Thank you very much. You know, I mentioned earlier in the show that Lawrence called me when I was playing up at Harrah's Lake Tahoe recently. And while we're speaking of Lake Tahoe, I would just like to say that I'm very proud to announce that I guess that Lawrence Welk's show broke all attendance records there not too long ago, and they'll soon be back again. And of course, so will we. I think one of the reasons that Lawrence's show has done so well everywhere is because of the many talented people that he presents on his show. And it's my pleasure to introduce one of them to you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Aladdin with Old Rivers.
Anytime you're feeling lonesome, anytime you're feeling blue,
thinking about me. That's the time I'll be thinking of you. Anytime you say that you want me back again, that's the time I'll come back home to you. Hello, Trev. Thank you very much. Real pleasure to be back once more after several months, to be able to come back to Town Hall Party and say hello to all of our friends here. And I hope that you like some of the tunes we're going to do. Before we continue, I would just like to show you folks, lots of times you see a singer and you wonder how they got in show business. Well, I'll tell you mine and Johnny Bond's story right now. Come here, Johnny. I want to show you something. I want to remind you of how you and me got our first break in Hollywood. You remember something? We'll turn back the clock to about 1940.
That's a long time.
May I?
Go right ahead.
Every Sunday, about 17 million people were just waiting for one certain sound. And Johnny Bond, for about $50, used to do just this. Every Sunday. Listen. And then for $5,000, Gene Autry would say, I'm back in the saddle again.
Yep, he divided it even with us.
Yeah, he divided it up with us. Anyway, I watched Gene last week on the show. I was so impressed, I called him after the show, and I said, Gene, what are you working so hard for? You're rich already. And I said, why try to make all this money? You can't take it with you. And he said, if I can't take it, I'm not going to go. Gene's a good guy. You know, he keeps his money out in the backyard. He's watching the show, incidentally. He keeps his money out in the backyard. He doesn't trust the bank. And he went out Monday morning to dig down and count his loot. And he dug down about 3 feet, and he met Jack Benny coming up. But anyway, speaking of our old-timers, I want to go back. I say old-timers, speaking of old times, I should say. I'd like to go back to, at the time, Johnny and I and Dick Reinhardt joined Gene Autry, and each of us got a record contract. Johnny with Columbia, Dick Reinhardt with Columbia, and I signed at that time with Decca. And I'd like to retrace the steps of some of our tunes, take you back down memory lane to our first record and do a little medley for you, and you let me know how many you remember. This was our first record. Too late to ask forgiveness. It's too late for me to cry. She's gone, she left this morning. And this is how she said goodbye. 41. I'll never let you go, little darling. Sorry that I made you cry. I'll never let you go, 'cause I love you. Please don't try to say goodbye. 42. Way down in Fort Worth jailhouse, feeling kind of low. 43. There's a star-spangled banner waving somewhere in a distant land so many miles away. 44. I'm sending you red roses to tell you my love is true, and I send them so you'll know, dear, that I'm always thinking of you. And then a terrible catastrophe knocked me completely out of show business, out of the record business, that is. The name of this catastrophe was Eddie Arnold. But after Eddie Arnold took over, I had to stay out of the record business about 3 years. And in 1948, we struggled back in with this one here. One has my name, the other has my heart. With one I'll remain. That's when my heartaches start. Then I joined up with Maggie Whiting, and we recorded this one together. Seems we always have to slip around to be together, dear. Slipping around. afraid we might be found. Incidentally, we just made a new record of Slipping Around recently. We hope that you've all got it. I'm sure that you have, because we gave them away. Anyway, I want to go on now to, if I may, to 1950 at Christmas time. See if you remember. Silver bells, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. And after Silver Bells, I went back and I recorded an old song written by Arthur Smith, who was my fiddle player in the band in those days. Beautiful, beautiful brown eyes, I'll never love blue eyes again. Arthur used to sing one of the verses. I'm going to try to do it like he used to. We'll do it in the key of G, because he was a tenor. He used to sing, down through the barroom he staggered, fell down by the door. The very last words that he uttered, I'll never love brown eyes no more. Enough of reminiscing. I'd like to do one that we recorded strictly for our own pleasure recently. Usually, you know, the country artists do too many rock and roll numbers because, you know, they say that's what you got to do to sell records. Well, I recorded one strictly for me, and oddly enough, it's selling. It surprised me. It's selling pretty good. It's called I Know How It Feels, and I'd like to try it out on you. It's been out about 2 weeks. This is our latest effort on records. I know how it feels when your love is gone. Yes, I know how it feels when you're all alone. I know how to cry. I know try to keep a cold heart from saying goodbye. Yes, you can be sure of my sympathy. Now you know how it hurts when you took her from me. They say a broken heart will take time to heal. Yes, I know how it feels.
You know, a while ago we had our special guest on tonight to do some of his entertaining. And when he comes on the stage, you can bet your bottom dollar that you're going to be entertained. Let's give him a big hand once again, which he so rightly deserves. And we're proud to have tonight Jimmy Wakely at Town Hall. Yeah.
I understand you and old Orville Autry and Johnny Bond have really been watching these Dodgers play ball.
You mean Cyrus Bond?
Cyrus,
Cyrus
yes.
Whitfield Bond.
Johnny, when I come here tonight, he said, tonight there's no changing of the script. You have to sing everything I wrote on the script.
Let me get the script.
No, I thought he was kidding, and I just read it.
Yeah.
It says Wakely will sing...
One of the two.
Wakely will sing The Old Ladies' Home, Moon Over the Trail, Poor Little Rose, and the Dodgers are Codgers.
Change them.
I'm pulling for the Yankees, but boy...
Anyway. I never did live in Chavez Ravine, but I'm pulling for the Yankees. Anyway, I'd like to do a song that old Bond gave to me some time ago. It goes like this. You have gone, and yet I'm still your prisoner. Although you're with your new love, I'm not free. For you have placed a lock around my heart, dear. And you are the keeper of the keys. Love locked inside like mine burns constantly. Darling, please come back to me. Let's put our hearts together for a lifetime. And love will be the keeper of the keys. Love locked inside like mine burns constantly. Darling, please come back to me. Let's put our hearts together for a lifetime. And love will be the keeper of the keys.